What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. We're checking out something different today, as you know, it's been a minute since I reacted to something on the heavier side, and we're checking out the brand new song by Falling in Reverse. Now, seeing this title brought back a lot of memories. If you are around my age, a little bit younger, maybe a little bit older, I'm 30. But if you're around that age, then the original Last Resort by Papa Roach is probably one of the most memorable songs of your entire fucking life. And it's probably a song that is still not leaving your head anytime soon. And every time you see a meme about it, it never gets old. And it's an amazing song that has left a mark on me. So seeing that Ronnie took this song and decided to do a reimagined version of it is very interesting to me. We'll talk about some of the things that are about to happen in this one, because I'm already seeing some thumbnails of various reactors praising Ronnie and, talking about the lyrics just from the thumbnails, calling him a genius and whatnot. With Knox Hill, for example, just seeing that thumbnail, and shout out to him. Of course, one of the best reactors when it comes to especially to lyrics and all that kind of stuff. And I'm very, very excited. So without further ado, Last Resort Reimagined by Falling in Reverse. Let's go. Whole world is upside down, isn't it? That's a cool symbolism. I'm almost getting like I Am Legend vibes, because
no breathing, don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
damn.
This is my last resort.
Also, I just want to touch on the fact that the original song by Papa Roach, despite it having the lyrics that it has, it's actually probably one of the most fun songs. Again, I talked about some of the memes and all that kind of stuff. It's very ironic because of the subject matter of the actual lyrics of the song, and to hear Ronnie already deliver with his vocals these lyrics so far, and seeing that he's basically alone in this entire city, it fits incredibly well with some of the. It's almost like we have voices in my head where it's all the different versions of Ronnie Radke, him basically like killing himself over and over and over again. All of the demons, all of the voices inside your head that are kind of like preventing you from being who you are, up until like that last fucking breakdown where he just annihilates everyone kung fu style and all that kind of stuff. But then something like Watch the World Burn, it's like a warning what will happen to this world if we don't actually do the necessary things to grow and change, and actually stop being holier than thou and pretend to know what's best when in reality you're a fucking hypocrite and all that kind of stuff, which I even touched on, like the priest in that music video. To me, it almost like represented something very, very dark in terms of like some of the things that we hear about, our holy father and priest and all that kind of stuff when it comes to, some unfortunate situations that happen. I'm trying to kind of like not be too explicit, just to not use some words that may trigger like the algorithm, because this video is going to get blocked anyway. But this song almost feels like a literal last resort. Like, I'm done fighting almost. I'm alone in this world. I got nothing else to do, and I'm about to leave almost. Which unfortunately I've been on the receiving end of something like that, whether it's personally or actually experiencing someone who's close to me who left. It's not until you're nobody gives a shit about you until that action that you do, and then everybody remembers you for the beautiful soul that you always were, when in reality they didn't seem to give a shit when you needed them the most. So it's like feeling lost, feeling like you're alone in a sea full of people. Only this time Ronnie's world is basically empty, which is why he's all alone in this entire city. Anyway, fixing my headphones quite a bit because my ear is hurting like crazy, so don't mind that.
Erase my last resort, suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Do you even care if I die bleeding? Would it be wrong or it be right if I took my life tonight? Chances are that I might. Mutilation out of sight, and I'm contemplating suicide.
Jesus.
I'm contemplating suicide. 'Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm
I even love like that visual, like there's like this haze happening, like as he's talking about losing himself, like everything becomes kind of like half blurry,
losing my mind. Wish somebody
almost like
would tell me I'm
about to see the light from the action that I'm about to do.
losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me.
And the city is the representation of his mind falling apart. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
I am
Damn.
I never realized I was spread too thin till it was too late and I was empty within, feeding on chaos and living in sin. Downward spiral, where do I begin?
Oh, fuck. Damn. The way that he deepens his voice on the downward spiral, where do I begin, is incredibly haunting. It like puts you in that state of mind of where he was in that very same moment when he thought that all hope was lost. And I feel like anyone who's ever been through, battled with depression, anyone can relate to this song, especially if you were incredibly close or even tried to do something, or you know someone who you lost someone who was very close to you, and you watched that downward spiral, and you couldn't do anything about it because the person on one hand felt like they didn't give a nobody gave a shit about them. On the other hand, it felt like there's nothing that you can do because they wouldn't let you help because they fake it, being spread too thin, just going insane, working yourself to the bone, to death, and like not focusing on the things that's supposed to improve your mental status, instead focusing on everything to distract yourself. And therefore you can basically kill yourself, drowning yourself in work and all that kind of stuff, which I feel like it relates to Ronnie quite a bit. Just like looking at the mugshot from, I believe, Watch the World Burn, which was a reference to his time in prison. Songs like Voices in My Head, yourself and kill yourself, how many fucking times over, and all the different, almost like the split personality kind of thing that was happening, and all the various versions of Ronnie that wouldn't survive in today's world, that has a new version of him is killing himself over and over and over again, you know. And here, like the way that the buildings are collapsing, it's like a literal representation of my mind being destroyed and me not having any more hope. The funny thing about this is like the actual chorus, all of these lyrics are within the original song, and yet whenever we hear that song, we just want to move. Whereas Ronnie like took a song that is one of the most ironically fun songs and just was like, hey, these are the actual lyrics, let me bring it to life in such a way that no one has thought of before. And then with the visuals just absolutely going insane. I wonder what Jacoby thinks about this, because I would be incredibly excited to see his reaction.
Wish somebody would tell me
And to me, it just,
I'm fine.
damn.
I am fine.
And even like the fine and the way he enunciates the me and dragging it, and then the I'm fine, it's almost like trying to convince yourself. It's almost like a cry for help and all that. Like the emotions are fucking crazy, which shouldn't surprise, because, you know, we know how incredibly talented Ronnie is, but yet he still manages to kind of like surprise you still. Anyway. I was trying to convince herself that I'm fine.
Never
Damn.
realized I was spread too thin till it was too late and I was empty within, feeding on chaos and living in sin. Downward spiral, where do I begin? It all started when I lost my mother. No love for myself and no love for another. To find a lover on a higher level, finding nothing but questions and devils.
Damn.
Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Nothing is
Holy shit. I need to take this back. Ironically, the only thing that is left unscathed is him and the piano, because music is almost like what saved him. Like maybe even writing while he was incarcerated, in the deepest of the darkness that he's been through. The only thing that saved him was that piano, or music in general. Searching to find a love upon a higher level, finding nothing but questions and devils. Being like ruined for this world, for anyone else to pick me up. Look, finding nothing but questions and devils. It's like all you see is darkness. It's also really interesting in terms of like some of the commentary that I felt like he had in previous songs. It's almost like you can't ask questions. You have to take things as is, which is what I kind of felt like with the church in Watch the World Burn, and like all the people that act as if they are holier than thou, and just being pure, and like their shit don't fucking stink and all that kind of stuff. When in reality, those are like the biggest hypocrites. The ones who pretend to be the purest will usually be the ones that will stab you in the back and turn on you. Man, the vocals emphasize such an insane amount of pain that you cannot teach that. You have to go through all of that pain in order to express it. It's really hard to put this together without actually going through everything that this man has gone through to express that in the lyrics, and in not even the lyrics. In the way that he delivers it. It is so incredibly powerful. It's so painful and dramatic, and the choir, and then the way that it gets more and more epic, and like the climax, and the fact that everything stops, which is where I stopped the video, because holy shit. But the only thing, like everything is levitating above, the piano and him, because there's still like this slight little bit of hope potentially, because music saved him and he became who he is. And despite all of the hate and everyone talking shit, he still battled through, and he came out on top, basically. So let's take it back.
myself and no love for another. To find a lover on a higher level, finding nothing but questions and devils.
Damn.
Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Nothing is
I love the add-on of nothing is fine. It's so fucking powerful. And the crying representing the destruction of the buildings. Everything stops. in his mind as he's about to do something terrible. The tears, Jesus Christ. He's everything is fallen in reverse. Are you fucking kidding me? You beautiful son of a bitch, Ronnie. Holy shit. The beautiful thing here is this directly now connects to Watch the World Burn. Like his warning, it was like a vision of everything that was going to happen. He burned the entire world because his world was hurting, and he blew everything up. We see the reverse of all of the damage and the burning from Watch the World Burn. So him at his darkest time, he managed to reverse all of that because everything was almost like in his mind, and he like expressed all of his frustrations and wanting to watch the world burn, but not necessarily wanting to actually do the action, which I thought was just incredible. So this entire city is basically the same city from Watch the World Burn, I'm guessing, and this was absolutely incredible. The fact that he started reversing everything. And it's like he reversed it himself. It's almost like he came to terms with himself. He may have not found that person that told him that he was fine, or maybe because he adds on the lyric, "I'm not fine." Like, even if you tell me that I'm fine, like I look fine, all that kind of stuff, I'm not actually fine. I need someone to actually take me as I am and support me rather than lie to me and tell me that I'm fine as they see me crying and all that kind of stuff, as the lyrics express, and his pain is so humongous in these vocals. It's absolutely incredible. So the fact that he was able to reverse it is like he saw the light himself, and in reality at his darkest point he realized that he didn't want to end it, which unfortunately is not the case for a lot of people, because they don't have that little thing that can be that light at the end of the tunnel, which for him almost feels like it was the piano and what the piano represents, which is music. Which is, in K-pop, even we touched on it as recently as like the shiny reaction to Hard and Taemin's Advice, where the piano basically symbolizes being saved by music in your darkest time. So I feel like it's really, really cool that such powerful symbolisms can be showed in something like the hardest music, in something that is very poetic, and something like K-pop. I think that is just a really cool little piece of connection, that it doesn't matter how poppy the music may sound, the lyrics can be dark as fuck, and the visuals as well. So if you're here for both heavier reactions and K-pop, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Taemin's Advice. But this was incredible. I don't know what else to say. You just don't hear these kinds of vocals and this kind of a pain be expressed, and like the vulnerability that he showed here. It's like it's unlike anything that I've heard. And it really speaks to the fact that he was truly at a very low point, and he managed to survive. and become who he is today. So this was absolutely incredible, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If I made any sense, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See ya.